stuff that you already have in your notes, which is X. This is like when you're doing economics applications. X is typically the number of units sold. P is, little p, is the price per unit, which is sometimes they call it the demand, because demand and price are kind of interchangeable. Not really, but whatever, they're running with it. And then R is the total revenue from selling all X units, and R is equal to the number of units sold times the price. Capital C is the total cost. Capital P, total profit. And now we're going to get into marginal stuff. And the first one is marginal revenue. And let's think about what we could, some math way that we can make this work out. We could say the extra revenue for selling one additional unit. And it would be really nice, you know, if this was somehow related to derivative, right? And it isn't, and here's why. The derivative for the revenue would be like, well, let's see, the change in DR and the change in the revenue over the change in X. So the change in revenue with respect to X, which can be approximated by this guy. Approximately. Okay, and that's kind of the heart of the idea behind the marginal analysis. Derivative of revenue with respect to X is what this is. This is the instantaneous change. You can make a movie out of it. Okay, whatever. Back to this. This is the derivative, and this is an average rate of change. And remember, when we first talked about it, we talked about if you had a slope between two lines, that was the slope of the secant, and that was the old rate of change that you were used to. That was an average. And this is an instantaneous rate. And the reason we like this is easy to get. You know, I mean, we've been doing derivatives. They're pretty easy. Just really, I mean, just move the guy down and subtract one. It's not that bad. This can be more difficult to find. But you know about this stuff. I mean, you're used to working with it, and you can see if delta X, if the change in X is 1, then this is the change in R over 1, right? So that kind of leads you to that S is approximately equal to the change in R if delta X equals 1. Well, this is marginal revenue, the extra revenue for selling one additional unit. So we're going to go with it. We're going to say that that's about it. Okay? And you do this in economics a lot. And this is a lot. Because the concepts are related. So this is the bit that you have to know. Okay? That the derivative of revenue is marginal revenue. Well, with that in mind, then the derivative of cost is marginal cost. You have to know marginal cost and marginal revenue. You have to know what they are. They are the extra for doing one more. Okay, so the marginal cost is the extra cost from making one more unit. Okay, and then there's also marginal profit, which is dP CX. Derivative of profit. Okay, which is the same idea, the extra profit from one more unit. recovered from selling them the units. This guy right here, this marginal profit, that was the thing that told you if you were making more profit, you wanted to keep making more units. But when your marginal profit got to 0, then you had to stop. That's the best you can do, because after that you're going to not make as much profit per unit. Maximum profit is going down. It's not a good plan. This is a really useful guide. Okay? So let's work with these guys. We're going to plug in 51 into our formula, and we're going to plug in 50 into our formula, and we're going to subtract, and we're going to see what the difference is. Okay? All right. So the derivative, dp dx, equals what? 0.0006 x squared plus 10. Evaluated at x equals to 50. Okay, somebody with a calculator do this for me. That's 115. And then I want 1, 2, 3, 4. 11.5. How much is it? 11.5. 11.5. Good. 11.5. That's right. Okay. So that's our marginal profit, which we got from the derivative. Now let's find out what the actual change in P was. Okay, so profit P of 51 is 0.0002 times 51 squared cubed plus 10 times 51. How much is that? You know the easiest way to do this? Put this in your put this formula in your calculator and then plug it in.
$536.53.
536.
0.53.
0.53? Thank you. All right, and then profit 50. How much is that?
525.
525. Point.
That's it.
That's it. So $11.53. We were off by 3 cents. And this was easier to do. And as the formulas get more complicated, that can be a lot easier to do. So that's why we like it, because it's easier. Very close. All right? So from now on, when people say marginal blah, 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 you think derivative of blah, blah, blah. Okay? Okay. What?
How do you spell that? Sometimes you can't read it. So.
That looks like blah, blah, blah to me. Okay.